I really appreciate having the opportunity of being here in Boston. This is the first time I've been here as the Brother Steve to perform my little function of naming the names, clarifying the issue based upon the time I spent trying to do the best I could to bring information forward in what I believe is the best documented form that I could make available in as clear and digestible a way as I can. I appreciate the last couple of days. I've been here since Thursday, and I did a little television show in Cambridge Thursday night. Some of you will eventually probably see the tape in the study group. You will not believe it, but it was live. We did a live show for about an hour and a half, and it was excessive. I think that they'll make it available for you. I guess I need some feedback from you all about how well you'll be able to see this. I need to tilt something coming up higher, maybe up that high, so that you'll see there's much lesson inside of that hour and a half discussion with myself and Brother Ra. Last night I had the pleasure of being with a brother and a group of brothers and sisters, some of which I see here, but most prominently I wanted to recognize the brother. He's one of my heroes. I studied his work. His work is in the vanguard of our understanding of the people who have done the most in our behalf. I'm sure you're probably pretty used to seeing the brother. After many years of working in one place, found out that instantly people who saw you for 15 years could instantly treat you different when they believe you would get or arm yourself with information from people who they had considered off limits for professors, doctors, lawyers, and the civil rights all-stars. So I appreciate, we'll talk a little bit about the civil rights all-stars, but I appreciate Brother Tony Martin being here. I appreciate his scholarship. I appreciate his scholarship, and last night as we got to talk, many times people misperceive what happens when you get attacked. And the murderers, the King, the Malcolm X, the assassinations accomplished certain things, but there was a moment when they were unexplainable. And it's obvious that they jammed the Kennedy family, and Massachusetts won't be having a president anytime soon. But the point of it is that they understand it. They're not trying to get to the bottom of it. Miss King is not trying to get to the bottom of the Martin King thing. And so when a person is attacked, many people misperceive the attack, and sometimes they step away, and a person who has to then confront the enemy with this apprehension from their own people really begins to learn where the strength and the bowels of our community are. And I really had to give it to the brother for being able to stand up firmly against the opposition at a time when they were not trying to make a statement right or wrong. There's not a debate over whether the secret relationship between the blacks and Jews is an honest piece of scholarship. That is not the discussion. The discussion is, how dare you nigger use that book after I told you don't hang with them. And that's the dialogue. You know about it when you're at work. You know about it at work when they say overtime or laid off or no lunch, not right now. And you have to tolerate things that you don't necessarily appreciate. And it's really, it might just be to check you out. So don't ever relinquish an opportunity to affirm what you won't tolerate. And so let that be the spirit for the evening. I know that the time is spiffy, so I'm going to try to be as fast as I can. My goal is to lay before you a certain set of information about the core negativity. My job is to chase the players out the dugout onto the field so you can identify them more clearly. These are the people who we believe harm us the most. There's much discussion about them. The white man, the Jews, the white supremacy. I think that's a very prominent and a very important disease. But the naming of the white supremacist is the moment that we stand in now. The pinning the tail on the donkey, the clarifying just who the boogeyman is, and that's what I get to do. And I'm pleased to have the opportunity. I'm going to put some things up here on this overhead the best I can. I hope everybody can see it so that I can need to set these in a way everybody can get to it. What time we got? 8:15. All right. You all tell me if you can see this. One of the things that we're dealing with is we're dealing with a direct enemy, and we're dealing with symbolism and code sent by the enemy to distract us from who and what it really is. Now, symbolism is a subtle process by where one swallows something psychologically that they might not understand how it takes away their ability to rationalize their belief system. For example, in Washington, D.C., the mayor of Washington recently got arrested on a Thursday at a demonstration for D.C. statehood. But on Friday, she asked for the National Guard, alleging that she could not control the city. That's a fundamental contradiction that will not have a person listening to you believe that though you want to be a state, you allege it's out of control. That's symbolism. And so maybe she didn't really want statehood, and maybe she does want the National Guard, and the people that she hangs with are to be confused by her behavior so that no one who really means to hit the ball goes up to bat. All right? Now, I'm in Washington, D.C., and I wanted to have a lecture on October 11th. And, of course, everyone would know that October 11th is Columbus Day. Now, you all got to, again, tell me how well you can see this. Let's see here. Let me clarify this up here. And I couldn't get there. This is, of course, just a Postal Department flyer, and all it says is that that was a federal holiday. And that's a belief system. That's a white belief system. Now, is that true? No, it ain't. We all know it ain't so, but how many people didn't have to work that day? Show you right. You almost put your hand up, sister. You put your hand back down. I got pictures of you being home that day. Okay. Now, if we know it isn't true, then at what point do we stop taking money for it? At what point do the children demand to be educated? Howard University was closed on Columbus Day. So Brother Coakley couldn't give a lecture at one of the most prestigious black universities because on that day they were closed for Columbus. But then it's the District of Columbus, so everybody there was off, right? Now, they came up with a referendum for a state. And in the referendum, they came up with a new name for the 51st state. The old thing is District of Columbus, so they got free. The black people had a referendum, passed a referendum, and now they choose to be called New Columbia. Now, you got free, but now you the new old shit. I'm New Columbus. And so when I got to D.C. and I had a rally with Marion Barry and everybody was up there and they wanted Brother Coakley to speak to it, and I said, y'all don't want to hear me because I don't think you really understand the signal that you're sending to the children where you have absorbed this colonialism activity in a way that you've rationalized it as okay. See, adults can rationalize things they don't believe in. The children get confused. See, you know how you rationalize working for that white man when you really don't want to. But you say, I need the money, and just a little while longer, and if I could only get, you know. And so we stomach these things, but children don't understand that. So the crime of being a Greek when there's no such thing, the impersonating things that we aren't, if for no other reason, recognize that it sows the seeds of inferiority in the children. And if you want the child to grow up and to be strong, quit giving them the confusing signals that makes them be a punk like the adults. Now, never in the history of Columbus Day has anybody ever stood up and gave the money back. Never in this history. I got fired from one job in Chicago I was chief of staff for a city council alderman. I had an anti-Columbus Day. Ivan von Sertima was at the Nation, and I stood up and we had a big anti-Columbus thing, and the minister came and 400-500 people piled in. Well, I lost my job because the Italians at city council could compel my black elected official that I had to be punished for wanting to repudiate Columbus Day. So when she said she was going to demote me and send me to the field office, when I was strong in legislation and should be in the council, I refused to accept the demotion over my values, and I resigned with 2 babies and a little $24,000 a year job and no money in the bank, and I stopped the day after Columbus Day and didn't get paid the day after. because the real test of where you are is, do you stand for the things you say? That's all that matters. Do you stand?